of Fun.
Ready to get it on.
It's Fist of Fun. And please welcome your hosts.
I'm Stuart Lee.
And I'm called Richard Herring.
Hello and welcome to Fist of Fun. The devil, it's said, will find work for idle hands. But who is there to find some fun things for those idle hands to do when the devil's work is finished for the day, say at about 5:30, 5:45, something like that? Well, it's me and Rich here on Fist of Fun.
Fist of Fun.
That's right. Fist of Fun is the new lifestyle show with something for everyone. From the young, who like the fast music and obscure cultural references, to the old, who like the flashing lights and the bright moving colours of my shirt.
That's right. If you're part of that mid-1990s generation who are disgusted, disenfranchised and disinterested in the hollow vacuum of modern life, and you haven't got any hobbies, then Fist of Fun is here to help you fill up the empty hours between your birth and your inevitable death.
Cheer up, Stu. It's great us being on the telly, isn't it, eh?
Yeah, it's
I
great.
can't believe it. It's amazing. You never guess. Earlier on, I saw Jeremy Paxman in the lift. Yeah, I was as close to him as I am to you now. I leant over and touched his briefcase with one of my hands.
Wow.
And he never saw.
Yeah.
Jeremy Paxman, Stu, you know, off of the telly.
Yeah, look, you are off of the telly now, aren't you, Rich? Right, this is the telly. Everyone here is off the telly. If everyone in this building walked around going up to people and going, oh, look, it's that bloke off the telly, no one would get anything done, would they?
Jeremy Paxman, though, Stu. Off of Newsnight, you know.
Right, yeah.
Hello and welcome to Newsnight.
Fist of Fun.
That's his catchphrase,
Fist
isn't
of
it,
Fun.
Stu?
Fist of Fun is
Hello,
here.
I'm Jeremy Paxman.
Fist of Fun is here with all sorts of suggestions for different things that you might like to try doing. But don't forget, right, this is your show, and we want to hear about what you want to do in your spare time, because it's your show, right? Although obviously it is me and Rich that will get all the money for doing that.
Yeah.
Fist.
Anyway, what have you been up to this week that our viewers at home might like to try?
Well, this week I've been creating false certainties in my life by organising everything I own into alphabetical order on this shelf. That's B for Buddha, C, chimp made out of coconuts, D, dinosaur, dog, H, hardback books, some hardback books that I've read there. Now, a lot of people have said to me that doing this kind of thing is the work of an obsessive and dysfunctional man. Well, these are the people that have said that. And these strings indicate the position of each of their homes. So, have you been up to anything, Rich, this week that our viewers might like to try out?
Yes, I have, Stu. I have been shoplifting.
Oh, yeah.
It's brilliant, actually. You get a fantastic adrenaline rush. It's a cry for help. But best of all, it's a great way to get free stuff. Plus, all the top TV celebrities are at it, aren't they, Stu? So I'm feeling at home. And here's just three of the things that I've shoplifted this week.
So that's a biro, a Kinder Egg and a book about Tintin, yeah?
That's right, yeah. Little tip for you, Kinder Eggs are very good to steal because they're very easy to palm off in your hand like that. Plus, no shopkeeper's going to expect a 27-year-old man to want to steal one, is he?
Did you know that the Thompson twins were based on Hitler in Tintin?
No, I didn't know that. It's amazing what you can learn from shoplifting. You see, it's educational as well. Good, isn't it?
But good news for you and your socially dysfunctional county folk, Rich, because this week, Fist of Fun is all about how to make friends.
Hello, you must be Ian, Jenny. Doris Langmead. Hello, welcome. Come on in.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Come on through, make yourselves at home. Right, that's my husband, Ken. This is Sarah and Jeremy. And that's Roger. He lives at the wood end of the road.
I am enchanted to meet you.
We always have a bit of a do when you folks move in.
Just so everyone can get to know you, see who you are, find out a little bit about you. So you feel like one of the family. So, Ian, you work in the personnel department at Lucas Alternators, don't you?
Yes, that's right, yes. I've been there for about...
4 years. Oh, yes, Ian, we've done our research.
Jenny, I gather that you hail from Lincoln and that when you were 14 you won a bronze Duke of Edinburgh award.
Yeah. How do you know that?
It's in the newsletter.
When new people move into the road, Doris and I do like to put together a little newsletter about them. Just things anyone can find out from records at the local library and a few phone calls posing as a government official. I hope you don't mind, just being neighbourly.
Here's your soup, Ian.
Sorry?
Come on, Ian, you love soup, don't you? You have 2 or 3 cans a week. You're soup crazy.
We've taken the liberty of going through the bins in your old house for the past few months. Just to get some idea of your interests.
So, come on then, Mr. Soup. Eat up.
So, Jenny, I understand when you were younger you had an operation to remove a bottle which had become trapped in your anal passage.
Roger here works as an orderly at the local hospital. Yes, so as you can imagine, it's very easy for him to slip into the records room under the cloak of night and find all sorts of hoopla-hallay.
It's best to get these things out in the open now, Jenny. It stops gossip and rumour-mongering.
It's time for my film.
Oh, there you are, Jenny. Buying Ian some more soup, I shouldn't wonder.
Is that another bottle?
Oh, that's you again, Jenny. And although this is only a shadow, I think it gives us all a fair impression of what you might look like bare.
Good, very good.
There's her bra.
You were on that toilet for 25 minutes, Ian. I thought I was going to get cramp up with that ventilation duct. I don't know what was going on here, Jenny. I don't think that's Ian, is it?
No.
Still, we mustn't pry into what doesn't concern us. And that's the end of my welcome Ian and Jenny to Ringfield Road film.
Oh dear. Hope it wasn't anything we said.
Liverpool. We should be able to catch the rest of it on the closed circuit.
What do you mean it's not? Not happy.
Our audience tonight is made up entirely of people who have no friends. And looking at them, it's not hard to see why. But we're hoping that everyone here tonight will leave having made at least one friend. And talking of friends, right, this is a photograph that I found this week. This is a picture of me, age 7, at Widney School, surrounded by all my tiny friends of the time. That's me there. That's Scott Bishop. Everyone liked him because he was rich. Katie Brooks, her name was. That's David Houghton, I think his name was. He made everyone laugh because he changed my name from Stuart Lee to Pooh Art Wee, which was really amusing at the time, obviously. That kid there, can't remember anything about him.
You know, Stu, like the bejumpered singer, Val Doonican, some of my best friends are songs.
Yeah, I've seen you down the pub with those songs, Rich. The songs never seem to drink their drinks, though. You always have to finish them off for them, don't you?
Yes, that's right.
Like Rich, I like drinking a lot, but I don't really like social drinking. What I prefer to do is to drink as much as possible, very late at night, very quickly, on my own. Which isn't so much fun, but it does save having to buy a round. And drinking leads us naturally on to our next suggested leisure activity tonight, which is sex. And there's nothing funny or rude about sex, so there's no reason why we shouldn't discuss it in a mature and open way.
Nice!
Oh, yeah, there is a reason, isn't there? I remember it now, it's Rich. Yeah.
Yeah, I know all about sex, Stu. And I saw a bare lady once. But, you know, I haven't had a serious relationship partner for about a year and a half now for some reason.
Yeah, it's really weird, that, isn't it, Rich? Because mayflies, for example, right, have only 3 hours in between hatching and dying in which to find a mate. But they always succeed, don't they? So if a small, unpleasant fly can manage to form a relationship in an 1/8 of a day, you'd have thought you could manage it in 26 years, wouldn't you?
Mostly because the thing is, I am more choosy than a fly, aren't I? I'd never try and get off with a fly, for a start. Well, not unless I was really drunk. All right, Stu, you've badgered me into it with your questions. I did once get off with a fly at New Year. And it was quite good, actually, because a gnat's chuff is literally as tight as a gnat's chuff.
Yeah, Rich, but that's because a gnat's chuff is literally a gnat's chuff, isn't it? But you have misunderstood the art of simile. What you've done there is you've confused being like something with being the same as something, haven't you? With actually being the thing that it is.
Yes,
You
I
have,
have.
yeah.
Anyway, this week I decided it was time to do something about it and find a real relationship partner, rather than just this string of stupid, slack gnats I've been hanging around with.
Fun.
It's always difficult finding a partner you've got something in common with, isn't it? Just barging up to a stranger and saying, I like eating chocolate, how about you? Often ends in rejection. Which is why I've come to Soho in London, to the Computo Dato Linko dating agency.
Right, Richard. Well, let's check your details one more time, shall we? You've listed your interests as football, curry, fruit machines, video games, chips, Monty Python sketches, drinking beer, and women's wrestling.
That's right. Those are all of my interests.
Right, well, we've fed the data in. Let's set the computer running.
Well, less than an hour has gone by, and I've just been told that not only has the computer come up with a match, but my perfect partner is on the way up to meet me now.
Well, Richard, here's your perfect partner, Alan Stevens.
Hello.
Hello. But Alan is a man.
Yes. To be perfectly honest, Richard, there aren't any women with similar interests to you, nor indeed to any men at all. I've been in the dating business 11 years now, and quite frankly, I find it's better to put people of the same sex together. They have more in common. And Alan Stevens here does like all the same things as you.
Sure do.
No offence, Alan, it's just I was hoping for a woman. No.
So was I.
There you are, you see. That's another thing you've got in common.
So, Rich, do you fancy coming down the amusement arcades in Soho? Hmm?
Well, you know,
Well, come on, there's nothing funny about it.
all right then.
Parrot, what I got here from this very boutique is dead.
No, he's not. He's alive.
Nice! Cheers. Well, there you
Well,
go.
It's a terrific night out,
Well,
Alan.
it's
Thanks very
absolutely
much.
brilliant. No problem, mate. Hey,
Right,
it's a shame there wasn't anywhere else on. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
I could have another 2 pints
Two
at least.
pints,
I could
get
have
out.
done,
Come on. And that bloke on the tube, remember him? Oh, well.
Anyway, yeah. Suppose I better shake you by the hand
Here's a big
and
shake there, bud.
bid you good
All the very
night.
best to you, mate. Yeah. Do you want to come in for coffee?
All right.
This dog fun.
So, Rich, what happened next there?
That is between me and Alan, Stuart.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing funny about it. If all men live with men and all women live with women, I think we'd have a much better society.
Well, only if I can watch, Rich.
We've all got a friend, haven't we, who is a bit annoying and we don't really like, but always hangs around, sort of doing the same things as we do. And for us, that is Peter Bainham. We've let him on the show, provided he stays over there in his kitchen bit. He's Welsh, but he now lives in Balham. Will you please welcome, everyone, Mr. Peter Bainham?
Did you like that, Stuart, the way I jumped up and surprised everyone, like when you jumped out of your crates, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really good, Pete. It was really worth hiding there for half an hour for that.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Right, well, hello, my name's Peter, and I've got lots of exciting ideas as well, which I thought up with my brother Charlie. Our ideas are for absolutely everybody, of course, but especially the young single male Balham man virgin of 30. And Charlie, who's 37. Incidentally, here's a brilliant idea about friendship. Why not try having no friends at all? That's what we often do. However, if you have got a friend, say, your brother Charlie, and he's coming round your house, you might want to give him something to eat. And for this, I've got a recipe book, which I've based on Delia Smith's One is Fun cookery book. Mine's called One is Quite Lonely. Which I think is more honest in the end, isn't it, really? Anyway, this is a delicious cooling snack for the summer, and for this you need a piece of frozen chicken and a fork. Take the chicken out of its tray, like that. Don't throw these away, by the way. They're ideal as sort of very small skips to put your rubbish in. Then take the fork and push it in the piece of frozen chicken. Chicken lollies. Anyway, on with the fun with a quick personal grooming tip. Are your teeth all horrible and rotten and yellow like mine? Why not paint them with Tipp-Ex? Right, I think I feel another tasty treat coming on. This is my fridge, by the way, which Richard and Stuart rent out to me. It's not a fancy one with futuristic features like power or a plug or anything like that. But according to them, that's best. Apparently, it's what's called a natural fridge. See, in here I've got a chop, which I'm saving up. Down in the middle bit, that's where I keep my other T-shirt and a piece of sauce. And down in the bottom, where you usually put vegetables, that's where my mouse, Paul, lives. Right, for this, you need a pint of milk. Put the milk in a cupboard or a natural fridge, if you've got one, for about 3 months. Then take a digestive biscuit and some red jam. Smear the jam on the biscuit. I'm doing this with my hand. Like that. Then pour some of this sort of old milk stuff on the top. Won't come out, there it is. Sort of. And eat it. That recipe I call 3 months cheesecake. Thank you. I've finished, Richard.
Oh, have you? Sorry, Pete, I wasn't listening. What was that, Stu? That flash that just suddenly came on then?
Oh, yeah, that, Rich, is part of this show's hidden agenda to establish you and me as gods of a new world order.
No, Stu, if it's a hidden agenda, you've just spoiled it, haven't you? Because you've told everyone that it's there.
No, that is the thing about hidden agendas, Rich. They have to be partly visible, otherwise there's no point in having them.
All right, yeah. I always think an agenda's a bit more sexy if it's slightly hidden anyway, you know? Perhaps partially draped in a piece of silk.
Now, what you've done there, right, is you've confused an agenda with Julia Sawalha from Press Gang, haven't you?
Yes, I have, actually, yeah.
Son!
My wife's just bought one of those new dishwasher machines. You just pop your dirty plates in, and then you set it running, and very soon your dirty plates are clean. And that's a bit like Jesus, isn't it?
Thank you. Next vicar, please.
On this Whitsuntide Eve, I am reminded of the words of St. Simon the Acolyte.
Thank you. We'll let you know. Thank you. Boring.
People often say to me, Father, God does not exist. But I say unto them, ah, no, but he does.
Thank you.
He really does exist, you see. He is as real as the day.
Thank you. Leave now, please. Terry.
Very good.
That's lovely. No, thank you. Hold. Thank you.
When we witness a tragedy, such as has occurred in Shrewsbury this weekend, we as Christians look unto the heavens and cry, how could you let this happen, O God? I thought you loved us and created us to do your work.
I think we've found our vicar.
God has given us grief in order to make us more fully aware of the wonder of our own humanity. For it is only through tragedy that we can become closer to our God. Today has been a good day.
Fun.
You remember at the start of the show, we said this was your show and we were interested in what you had to say. Well, we're not. We were just sort of patronising you and trying to create a false empathy between you and us. I have nothing in common with you.
Whereas I have just one thing in common with you all, which is our shared enjoyment of most light opera.
Yeah, but one of the things we want you to do during Fist of Fun is send in anything that you think might amuse us. Anything at all. It could be something you've drawn or made yourself, or something you've cut out of a magazine or a newspaper, or something you've found in a plastic bag in a wood.
That's right. We've got a collection of our own that we've displayed up here to give you some ideas of the general sort of thing we're looking for. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the gallery.
These are some football stickers that I ripped up when I was 19 in 1987. I've rearranged the names of the players there, like he's become Craig, Greg Nigel, just made that one up. Colin McTringy. Brian Clough I've left as he was there. Also, that was my idea, so don't copy it.
Here's top chef Michael Barry off of the telly and some of the food he's prepared over his glorious career. What I like is his smiling, curmudgeonly Cornish face.
This is a photograph that I stole off the wall of the Red Lodge Transport Cafe near Norwich. It's a photograph of a singing old man. And on the back of this... Matthew has written, here is a picture of a hilarious arse.
He's right about that, Stu, isn't he? Certainly is. This is Ian Humphreys here. If you haven't yet spoken to Ian Humphreys, he can be found at the Midland Bank in Weston-super-Mare. Either look up the number in the telephone directory, ring director inquiries, or go and see him yourself. And however cross he gets, he will like you to talk to him. I'm sorry, we can't return any of your pictures, because at the end of the series, we're going to screw them up and throw them in a big bin. Especially if it looks like you spent some time and trouble making them.
Fist of Fun.
I'm out here in the audience now with all these friendless people, but perhaps having friends isn't all it's cracked up to be. I remember my granddad once said that one of the things he hated about getting old was watching all of the friends he'd grown up with slowly dying off one by one. And I said to him, well, Grandad, you fed them those berries. But perhaps the answer to the making friends problem is to live in a false world of your own making with lots of imaginary friends. So, are there any people in the audience tonight who've got imaginary friends? What about you? Have you got any imaginary friends?
No, only real ones.
Only real ones. What about you, madam? Have you got any imaginary friends?
Yeah, my imaginary friend is 19th century scientist Michael Faraday,
Right.
who invented electricity. But in my imagination, he's a bit like a giant lamb.
Right.
With a lion's face. Yeah, he's not the same as he is really in the history books. He doesn't really like electricity, and of course, he's been transformed into a lamb lion.
Right.
But it really is him.
It is him. Good. You've got an imaginary friend, have you, mate?
Yes. My imaginary friend is called Jeremy Charlson, and he's a civil servant at Whitehall, which isn't very good because he's out at work all day and we never get to play. And also, it's not very good because he's very sensible. And like, if at home, say, a plate got broken or some shampoo ended up in the sugar bowl, I couldn't blame Jeremy Charlson because you know, he wouldn't do that sort of thing.
Right.
It's just not like that.
Yeah. What about you? Have you got an imaginary friend? Hang on, no, I know you from somewhere. Have you got, or is it you just got one of those sort of faces that looks like? No, I know. That's it. That is the bloke from school. That is Harvey the rabbit boy. That's what we call it.
Stu, who are you talking to?
Harvey Inkbarrow, the rabbit boy from Widney School. He's there.
Stu,
look.
there's no one there. That's an empty seat.
Of course, you've got an imaginary friend, haven't you, Rich?
No.
Yeah, you have. It's me. You imagine that I'm your friend, but I'm not.
What about you, Pete? You got any imaginary friends?
Well, yeah, but the only trouble is I've got a really poor imagination.
Yeah.
And if I try to imagine an imaginary friend, I start with a leg, but by the time I get to one of the arms, I've forgotten the leg.
Right.
And then the arms become connected to a kettle or something, which is a bit useless. I have managed to imagine a stickman, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I can't think of a name for him yet.
Fist of Fun.
The loneliest job in the world was believed to have been this one. John Tracy, who Mr. Tracy sent into outer space to monitor all Earth's broadcasts, because that couldn't be done from Earth, obviously, for some reason. But in fact, the loneliest job belonged to John's deformed brother, Ian Tracy, who the family kept hidden from the world in a locked cupboard under the stairs, or Thunderbird 11, as Ian was told it was called.
That's just about the end of the show. But first, has everyone who came without a friend now got one?
Yes! I haven't.
Oh, right. Well, will anybody be this guy's friend? Oh,
I will.
Oh, no, it's all right, mate. Yeah, I've just remembered I've got a thing I've got to go and do.
OK. Great. Well, that's just about it. At the end of the show, during the titles, we've got the Fist of Fun events diary, but you have to video it in order to be able to watch it and use your pause button facility.
Right, but that is the end here, and so it's time for us to get back into our crates until next week.
Right, and we have to stay, do we, Stu, in these crates until next week's show?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, fair enough, if that's television. Well, thanks very much, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.